well as their families. And so for us, we understand how daunting of a task that is, because if you do not have parents who either A, have a regard and respect for education or know what it can do for you, or a parent that, despite the odds, path of education, and as a consequence have taught you from knee-high to grasshopper that you too should follow suit, then it's literally about not only embracing the kids, but also the families. And so we sign up for that with intentionality.
Yes.
So I'm from the country. Okay. And so in the country, you say do better when you know better.
Yes.
And so what we know is that parents love their children, but sometimes they need tag team partners, particularly, which is more often than not, unfortunately.
Yes.
So many of the families that we support are led by a single parent, and almost 99.9% of them is a female. And more often than not, they have multiple children.
Yes.
And so if you have concurrent job obligations and have multiple children, it's always about Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right?
Yes.
And so,
yes, it is.
So that's why it's important for us to have the longitudinal model in terms of we recruit kids 3rd through 8th, and they stay with us as they matriculate through elementary, middle, and high school, because we understand that you have to be there through the peaks and valleys of life. Yeah. And so that's just a part of the service that we offer.
Now, Lyric, because see, y'all been knowing Lyric and her family.
Yes.
For a very long time. So Lyric, everyone joined the program when she was in the 8th grade. She is...
Oh, no, it's before 8th.
Was it before? 7th grade. Yeah. Middle school. Since middle school. And she also has family that's currently in raising expectations. You know, when you all... That's the thing I love about raising expectations, because you're not just reaching out to the child. You have to reach out to the parents, because so many times, you can come to school and you get that kind of working environment and the support that you're looking for, but you may go home and you're not getting that support, which is making your learning environment not as supportive as you would get from school. Okay. My question to you, I got some questions for you, Miss Leary. I wish you was sitting right next to me. Okay. First, I want to ask you this, and I want both of you all to answer to Tangi and Maria. Is college overrated? I want to ask that question. Let's start with you, Lyric.
From my personal experience, I don't feel like college is overrated. Yes, college may not be for everyone, but there are things you can do outside of college, like getting a certification. If you're not getting your degree, you could take classes, all of that factor in. But the reason why I say college isn't overrated is because it helps you in other areas of your life. Say, for instance, thinking outside the box. It's building your knowledge. It's building your skills. It's helping you be able to work in settings where you're going to be working in groups as you get older. And this is stuff you just carry on throughout life. So I don't believe it's overrated, my personal experience.
Of course. Now, when you first met Tangi and Maria, okay,
Lord,
when you first met Tangi and Maria, because see, everyone, these ladies, they go to the college looking for you. They don't play. Okay. But when you first met Tangi and Maria and you were in middle school, okay. Did you come from a challenge background?
Yes.
Challenge household? Okay.
Yes, I did.
And after school, what inspired you to want to sign up for Raising Expectations?
Well, I have to say, when I first heard about Raising Expectations or even attended the program on the first day, my brother was already in the program. He was in the 8th grade at the time, and I was in the 7th grade. So they reached out to him. They said, "Bring your sister here."
That's what
Bring
they do.
Bring your sister here. Let me see.
It's a good game.
That's what they do.
And so I had came, and that's how I first got started in Raising Expectations. And now it's been about, I want to say 14, 15 years.
That's
and
a long
I've still
time.
been Raising Expectations. So.
Now you went ahead and graduated from the program. Okay. Went off to college. You're at Georgia State University. Are you in your last year?
Yes,
she in her last year. Big ups for that. What are you majoring in?
Criminal justice.
Okay, guys, she majoring in criminal justice. You got hired with NCR right here, headquarters right here in Atlanta. Talk to us about that. But I really want to know, not only did you get the job, but you really find time to come back and volunteer with Raising Expectations. And you have a little big sister program going on. Okay, let's talk about that. Tell us about it.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, of course. So it started with Miss Maria and Miss Tangi, actually.
Of course.
Recommended that I sign up for this program at TechBridge. It was called the Technology Career Program.
Yes.
And they help you over a span of 16 weeks. You will learn Salesforce, you'll learn coding, business and financial literacy, all provided at no cost to us specifically.
Mm-hmm.
And so they told me to apply. I was just like, okay. I've never been
suggested it.
How would I know this is something that I like?
Yes.
But they said, just get out there, just try it.
They're going to encourage
so I did.
You. Yes,
and,
they are.
In the program, that's pretty much how I was exposed for specifically.
Tell us, how old are you?
I'm going on 24 on the 30th.
So it's 24,
Yeah.
24 years. Now, from 7th grade to 24.
Yeah.
Did you ever feel like giving up?
Plenty of times. Because where I came from, at the time, my mom had lost her Section 8 and her job.
Mm-hmm.
So we were staying with my oldest sister in Vine City. This was before they did all everything. Okay. And that was around the time where I got into Raising Expectations. And I started living with one of my oldest sisters. And for years, I had been sleeping on the couch. For years, kids and just, she was supportive, but she was a single parent.
Yes.
With 3 kids. And and so that's where Miss Tangi, Miss Maria, a lot of the mentors that was at RE from the different colleges that really stood in and was like that support system for me to help me and make me realize my goals, what I want, and that I can do it. I wasn't exposed to it as a young child. And, my mom want to do the best that she can, but, she's a single parent with 6 kids.
Absolutely.
And so, yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing this story. Yes.
So when we met, one of the things about Lyric, when we met her,
we
remember her saying, she had this really bad habit of saying, I can't do it.
Don't all kids.
She was like, let's do this. Let's work on this math. I can't do it. Let's do this. I can't do it. We had conversations about the fact that she would try to convince us that math was not in her family gene pool.
Okay.
It's a chromosome.
Right.
And so, DNA chain.
we had to keep telling her, no, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
So, just, to give perspective, the early relationship was just about getting her to believe in herself.
I was about to touch on that because, when you come from, and especially when you're young, single parent, mom had a lot of children, worked a lot. We didn't really have much, the attitude, the behavior. A lot of times you find students like that. They have a lot of anger, and the anger and the behavior and the attitude can get in the way of their learning and developmental process. So my question, how do you bridge the two? Okay. How do you bridge the academic development with the personal development so the knowledge improves the behavior?
We call it compassionate discipline.
Mm-hmm.
So we recognize and acknowledge that kids have those concurrent social emotional needs and that they're coming from households that don't have the resources necessary for them to really do it on their own.
Yes.
But at the same time, we're not going to lower our expectations. It's the name Raising Expectations. So we believe that it is definitely a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yes.
That if you share with you, both of us have military parents, we have about the school of hard knocks, but it's out of love.
And trust.
Absolutely.
Because in order to get a student to learn from you, they have to trust you.
First.
Absolutely.
You just hit the nail on the head. That's fundamentally what we believe. Everything starts with the relationships.
Yes.
And so, we have a training program for our staff and volunteers. The title of it is called Do You See Me? And that's because every young person that we're trying to touch wants to be seen, not just, or do you see my potential? And even kids that have the most difficulties at school, learning and behavior, when you show them that you genuinely care for them, they will trust you.
Yes,
and they will try. They will try because they don't want to, they don't want to let you down.
No, they don't want to disappoint someone who's in their corner.
And I would say that certainly along the way, we get those opportunities where they try to test the limits of your love and care.
Oh, they're going to test those limits
all day long, twice on Sundays.
I know you tell quick, how many graduations do you think y'all have attended?
For
They
the
can't
last
even keep up.
We've been doing it forever. Like every year it's like, okay, it's May.
It's something to get ready for.
No, it's no social life in May.
Yes.
And then there's no social life in August. That's when our kids go off to college. And I think that's where we're most proud, right?
Yes.
Because again, most of our kids are like first generation high school graduates. And if they're not first generation high school graduates, they're absolutely first generation. It's like phenomenal.
That's big. Yes. Yes. You both you ladies are so fortunate. We love you all so much. And Lyric. Again, everyone, Lyric is just an example of many that these two ladies have helped. When we come back.
No, we had a question that I'm
I have a question.
paraphrasing the question. Organizations out there don't give as much what you give to the kids, and they give up. Talk about the point, and y'all mentioned it a little bit, when you can't